I think everybody around you can be used as a role model, or at least to learn something from. No matter who it is, random guy on the street, cashier, clerks, people at work. I think it's a very good thing to be able to look at them and either be inspired to do something similar of what they're doing, or to know that is the complete opposite of what you want to be doing. For example, you see, when I was working at a gas station, I had customers come in. They were, all over the place, kind of like you had regulars. So had a guy, he'd come in almost every day, get a pint of some liquor, and kind of see how his life turned out, right? He was kind of on the borderline of homeless. He didn't really drive a nice car. He really didn't even look like he liked his own life. He looked kind of miserable. That is perfect. That's a perfect role model of exactly what I do not want to be like. And in that sense, I can do the exact opposite steps that he's doing in order to guarantee I'm not going to end up in his same path. So what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to go to the gas station every day, and I'm not going to be drinking alcohol every day. Because what happens? Ended up with a life, probably hate. And I mean, he wasn't driving like a nice car, nothing. I aspire to drive something nice. And honestly, if you're like me, I didn't have anybody to look up to growing up. I just had people I didn't want to be like. Like my family, I come from a lot of like alcoholics, kind of drug use type people. And just looking at their circumstance, it's not what I want to do. And it's not how I project my life to come out to. And what was the steps they took? Well, they either had dead end, fast food, or like little retail jobs, something like that. Or, if they could even have a job. A lot of them didn't even have a job. Okay, so that's one right there. Look for a better paying job, not something dead end like that. They was always doing either pills to drinking all the time. Okay, so I'm not gonna be drinking all the time. Not gonna touch pills. Okay. And you kind of just see the lifestyle. Like, they'd always eat bad. So what resulted in that? The body. You could see it, it was kind of like that sloppy, like, ugh. Like, I never aspired to be like that for myself. So, what do? Okay, I'm not going to go to fast food joints 2-3 times a day. And, I can avoid that path. So, it's things like that that really gets you to, like, think. It was a bad accident. I mean, even just look at people at your own job where you're at now. Whether it's a job you always wanted or you're kind of at a dead-end job. Just look at the people. How are they acting? How do they... Because you can tell people who are miserable, just the way they speak, how they talk. And what do they do? All they do is complain. They complain about them circumstance. And to me, I hate people that complain. Like, honestly, we got free will to do whatever we want. And if you don't like your job, you have the choice. Like, we're blessed enough to have an option to even get out of the career path we're in right now. Whether it's learn a new skill, and even just transfer from the skills that you got now. You can go anywhere, right? Jobs are hiring. But you got these people at these jobs that are always complaining about the boss, about the people, about whatever, fucking... It rained outside, so it's just it's a reason to have a bad day. That is a perfect example of what you don't want to be like. When I see people at the gym, right, I see a dude that's jacked, like, that's inspiring. I love seeing that, right? And hell, I even go ask him, like, you on the meal plan, or like what you hitting today? You see somebody doing like a different exercise you never seen before, like, go ask him, because that's something you inspire to be like, right? I don't know what else he got going on in his life. He could be, an alcoholic, or He don't even got a job. But hell, if he got a good physique and he's in the gym constantly dedicated, hell, I could learn from him from that aspect of life. You ain't gotta learn from people of all realms. You know, there's certain people for certain things. Even people that got money. You could talk to a CEO, but he's out of shape. You're not gonna listen to his fitness advice. So it's taking things in doses. And honestly, if you really need inspiration of good, because there's not a lot, your circumstance isn't that good. Obviously, there's more negative than positive people. One, get out of where you're at. You got the choice to up and leave, go to a nicer city. But if you can't do that right now, say you plan to do that in 6 months, during the time, you can always get inspiration online. The internet is a beautiful thing that I'm truly grateful that we got this right now, because my biggest inspiration is probably LeBron. I'm not gonna lie, just the way he carries himself on and off the field is like, I should say court, it's truly like, it's an inspiration, honestly. A loving family, good kids, great career. I mean, one of the best basketball players of all time. Like, and the way he carries himself, you know. So I look at that as inspiration. Like, yeah, that's someone I aspire to be. As far as like Instagram gurus and everything like that, you just gotta watch, because obviously everything isn't what it seems. But LeBron's been in the league for how long? What he's living, you know, he's actually living. What you see is what he's living. But that's all I got.